So Generac is a 60-year-old company, and it's been making standby generators for a long time. In fact, it has 77% of the U.S. market and a growing share in international markets. So as the demand increases for this, these guys are really the dominant player in backup systems. And why are backup systems important? Well, for a lot of reasons right now. The importance is that we have the climate change that's occurring that causes more outages. Our infrastructure is really old. There was one rating that gave it a D+, and it's deteriorating even further. So people are worried about the grid really standing up to the challenges of the future, including possible electronic measures to disrupt it. So people feel a little bit better about having their own backup system, and that's for consumers. But on the industrial side, you also have demand for it. We have companies that are looking for backup on their own facilities so they can have consistent performance. Also, you have situations like 5G. We all know that the telephone industry the cell phone industry is launching 5G. It's rolling it out right now. Well, 5G is going to drive the Internet of Things and our cars that are going to be autonomous driven. And so we're going to have consistent data services coming out of our cell phone providers. And well, it's not consistent if you don't have backup power. So right now, very few of them have backup generators. But we're looking to see more of that. So in terms of California wildfires, PG&E in Northern California has shut down power because of even just the threat of wildfires in certain areas and their equipment, antiquated equipment, causing those fires. And so they're very conscious of that, and they're just shutting down areas of their grid for numerous days at a time. And that's really alarming homeowners in California who want to find a better solution. So the demand right now for Generac's products in California is huge. 4.5% of our nation has these products. In California, it's around 1%. And why? Because they have wonderful weather. Power goes out for a little while, who cares? You're not going to get too hot or too cold probably. But now, when it goes out for multiple days and ruins your things in your refrigerator and so on, it causes real problems, not having lighting, and so on. People want a backup system. And they know they're not getting it from a strong system from the power company. So this is creating a strong demand for Generac's products. They're building out their infrastructure, the distribution for that, getting products to that market. California often has its own requirements for equipment. And so they're very rapidly expanding there, and they can't even meet the demand at the moment. So now there is another phase coming on right now that's just being launched by Generac. And that's an entire home energy management system. So here's what happens. You put solar on your roof, and you collect the solar power and put it into an inverter that converts it, to the electricity we'll use in the house. And that electricity can now be stored in a Generac battery system that attaches to the wall of your garage. And so you can save your electricity there. And then you also have something on the wall there that's going to be a electronic management system that you can see and you can also manipulate from your phone. Now, what would you want to manipulate? Well, first off, when you're generating the solar energy, it's off and on, and not at night. And so you're going to be on the grid, and you can take your energy from whatever source you want. Whatever's the cheapest. Could be the grid at night and solar during the day. Or maybe you store the solar and then you use it more at night. You have all kinds of opportunities, and you can even sell back to the grid excess solar power. So this management system will allow you to manipulate all of that. expansion in international markets is sort of new for Generac. That's been really in the last half decade to decade. And they're growing in that through acquisition. So it's something that's occurring now. There's an opportunity there. It's a little slower to develop than in the US. And it's about as third as profitable as the US because it is an expansion phase where US has the volumes right now to really make it profitable. So it's coming along there, but the US will always be the leader in driving this. And in the US, 4.5% of homes have a backup power generator. This company believes that it will become very similar to air conditioners and other services that we have now in our homes, that are appliances that we use that are important to us. So you can see a lot of growth from 4.5% to where the more widely adopted appliances are these days. Well, looking at this stock, it's a stock that really hasn't gone anywhere for the last 4 years. Prior to last year it had a big run up and finally started catching up. Valuation-wise, is now about the same price-earnings ratio as the S&P, so it's a typical standard price. The company's promising or anticipating 10% plus growth for the company, which is good. It pays no dividend. Even after 60 years, it's got so many investment opportunities that it wants to use the money to grow its business. And it really hasn't needed to buy back shares to have good results. Okay, well, we have two leaders in this company, the CEO and the Chief Financial Officer. Those are the ones that are typically most important in any corporations. These two gentlemen have been around for 12 years working together and started at age 35 running this company. Trusted very early on in their careers to run it well, and they've been doing that for 12 years. Now at 47, they're in their prime and have many more years ahead and have a vision for this company that sounds real interesting.